Like, you know what I'm saying? If your mother died, you know what I'm saying? Come on, ma, don't drink it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all right. You don't know what they feeling because you never lost your mother. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really much you could say unless you didn't have the same experience. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just people take it differently every day.
That's true. And I think the sad thing so far that I've heard is the older cousins. It's the family members, the parents that influence a lot of young people to engage in alcoholism. So instead of the older ones being a role model for the younger ones, they are the ones that are encouraging a lot of teens to drink. What do you guys think about that? Do you just say?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of bad in a way. Like Dave was saying earlier, liquor is proven. It's proven that it causes death, multiple problems, liver, in cigarettes and marijuana and stuff like that. And we're still getting, peer pressure and doing stuff like that, and we're still affecting our body, knowing that those things is bound to happen eventually. So I mean, it's that's when it's bad. People think it's good. It's probably good in the short run, but in the long run,
it's not anything good.
I feel like, well, for me, it's more like I don't really think about drinking like that. Like, I've never gotten to the point where I was drunk just because, like, alcohol, I know this might sound really bad, but it's just like any other drink to me. Like, I don't go out, like, I'll go out to a party, I won't drink anything just because it's like I'm not thirsty. Or even if I am thirsty, I'll get like juice or something. I won't get alcohol just like because of where I am. It's just like, I don't know, like I don't really think much of it. Like, I don't get drunk. I don't have any interest in getting drunk because my family is just like, you want to drink? And I'll say yeah, or I'll say no. And they'll be like, okay. And they'll either give it to me or they won't give it to me. It's just like they'll offer me a drink like they'll offer me a Coke.
Wow. So. Wow. And for you, that's kind of normal.
Yeah, but it's never anything strong. It's never anything like they'll pour a whole bunch of like whiskey. Some people like wine on a nice occasion, maybe sangria, something like that. It's not. Yeah, it's just like it's any old drink.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but some researchers are saying the first use of alcohol typically begins around the age of 13. And it's interesting because on the panel here today, most of you have stated that you started at 13 or 14 years of age. So the statistics are right on with that. But they go on to further say that by the time a teen is a senior in high school, 64% of high school students say they've been drunk at least once. I'm like, wow.
Well, yeah, I can say I can say it's been more than once.
Okay, yeah, so once or more. That's it. Say at least once. So yeah, so it can be more.
When I was going through a difficult times and everything, with the my mother and everything, I used to get drunk repeatedly. But I mean, at times, once again, I feel like that was something to cope with. And I can even say I've experienced the health problems as well, because I remember going to the doctor and I remember her saying it was something wrong with my liver. And so my mother thought it was medication. I was taking it for my face, but I knew what it was.
Wow.
And this is, I want to say, maybe last year. And so basically, I knew what was wrong with me.
How are you doing now?
Oh, I'm doing great now.
Oh, okay.
I've been back. They said it's getting better.
And are you still drinking, or you just drink occasionally?
Occasionally. I mean, this happened because I used to drink like all the time. And
trying to cope with the problems. I know with the relationship with your mom wasn't good.
When they told me that, like I said, my mom, she knew. My mom, she thought it was the medication I was taking for my face. But in deep down, I knew what it was. And even after that, I remember one day I was mad at my mom. I told my mom, and she was like, I know. She was like, 'cause I can tell. I mean, 'cause she said, I guess it'd be times where I could come in the house and she could smell the alcohol, or she could.
And what did she say or do?
She would say, well, first of all, I was young at it too. She would say, first of all, I'm gonna make my own mistake. She said, no matter what, she can tell me don't smoke or drink, but at the end of the day, I still have the right to do it because, because we're our own person. If I tell you can't do something, you still have the right to go do it. And she was saying she could tell me it's not good for me all she won't, but it's just a matter of my choice and my decision on whether I want to stop or not. You know, and I can say that really hit me because I mean it even came to the point where you know little cousins even knew I was drunk.
Wow.
You know, and
Wow.
you don't especially want the little ones to know.
Yes.
You know, when you under the influence or something like that. You know, so yeah.
And so, what's made you stop? I mean, you say you've slowed down.
Mainly because you know when I wanted to get back into sports, like Nez tried to tell you, and I tried to come back with football. I was in no shape at all. You know, I thought that if I came back, I was like, well, if I play sports, I could probably stop this problem. When I came back, I mean, I was feeling horrible. You know, I knew it was wrong with me, my liver. You know, I wasn't breathing right. You know, I was just out of shape, and I had to stop playing. You know, and that's what after I had left the team again. So I told myself, I said, I know what I have to do. I said, I got to cut out this drinking problem. And so eventually, I knew what the alcohol was in the house, so I had to remove all the bottles that was in the house. You know, I had secret stashes and everything, you know.
So you really did have a problem.
I did.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And at first, it was hard for me to admit it. You know, I had friends tell me, man, you got a serious problem. But at that time, I didn't care. I didn't care what anyone told me. You know, I felt like I was doing the right thing to cope with my issues. You know, and like I said, I think the whole thing with that was when I went back out on the football field and I seen myself in what shape I was in, I said, this is not me.
Wow.
You know, I told myself, I said, I know what's affecting me, and I really need to stop this. I said, because if I don't stop this, first of all, if I didn't stop, because I was doing this while I was in Renaissance High School, if I didn't stop, I wouldn't have graduated, first of all.
Wow.
I could have told you that myself. I wouldn't, because coming here, I wasn't on course to graduate. You know, even the thoughts of dropping out came out. You know, and mainly because of the alcohol intake I was taking. You know, and so like I said, the main thing was when I seen myself in the football field, in the basketball court, and I seen what shape I was in and what I could and what I couldn't do, I told myself, I got to stop, because if I can't play ball, you know, then.
You know, Quentin, I am so, I mean, I'm sad that you had to go through that, but the fact that you're here talking about it, you probably are going to be able to help a lot of teens who are tuning in today's show. It seems like you were able to, when you talk about looking at yourself on that field and knowing that, okay, this is not me, and if I continue to drink at the rate that I'm drinking, I'm not going anywhere in life. And the fact that you know, had enough smarts to be able to get to that point and realize that you were destroying your life, and then